What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here, the host of Money's Crazy Mind and Steel City Renegades. And Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our brand new state-of-the-art production studio. Growing Wings Adult Services has been assisting adults with disabilities in the Northeast Ohio area for the past 5 years. For more information on how Lisa and the team at Growing Wings can assist your family, you can contact Lisa at 234-334-7547 today. Again, that's 234-334-7547.
What's going on, everybody? It is Tim Buck 2 from Tim Buck Tuesday. And I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time.
This is really gross, but dirty trash cans can pose a serious health risk to you and your family. The pungent smell can attract rats and flies, not to mention maggots, both of which can contain dangerous diseases transferable to humans. Your dirty trash can is susceptible to harboring dangerous bacteria. Contact Brandon at Fitz Trash Bin Cleaning today at 440-752-1533 or find them on Facebook. Veteran owned and operated and eco-friendly. Again, call Brandon at 440-752-1533.
Damn, son, this beat is lit. Another Major League Entertainment production. Oh, yeah. It's Pizzle. Yo. I hear the loose talk that you're saying, how Don's not the greatest. Guess what, you little haters? I'm back from hiatus. I've been the shit since VCRs and beta, stumping niggas in the yard like I was one of the thetas. And I ain't trying to hear about who the fuck's your favorite. Vince Carter on the floor, outlasts all the players. Jumping still wet, still in the greatest shape. My prime is still going. Check my game tape. I'm still fly from paper planes to J's. Not rich, just got a good job, bro. Okay, still in my Levi's, 501's classic, fresh out the cleaners, all pressed in plastic. I be out in Beachwood, Nordstrom's in Saxville, buy it off the mannequin and throw it in the bag. Shit, everything sexy from cologne to the fashion. I don't know who dressing y'all look like trash. Yeah. Oh yeah. God, that song sounds better and better every time I hear it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We get a couple more air horns. Yeah, man. Thursday. Yeah, man. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome. It's Thursday. It's 9 p.m. So that means y'all are live inside the Club Pizzle right here on Redline Radio LLC. I am Pizzle, Don P, Uncle Don, Pie God. Still the MVP until September 10th, which I plan on taking that trophy home again. But we here, man. Welcome everybody again. And I really appreciate everybody for coming in. Thank you guys. Put up some pretty good numbers. My first month here, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that so many of you guys tune in. People have been around since day one. When I was where I was at before. And I greatly appreciate that, man. So, yeah, hand claps and all that good shit. Before we begin, let me shout out. Let me shout out a couple of these sponsors. Detroit Auto Parts, the official auto parts store of Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations on the east side. Call
531-7373 or call the Westside location at 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your purchase. Can I go and get breaks just because I work here?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to get up here a little earlier to catch them guys. Like, hey, y'all do breaks and can y'all do them while I'm on the show? It don't take but an hour, so however y'all can get them shit. And Growing Wings Adult Services, the official sponsor of the state-of-the-art Studio 2 out in beautiful Berea, Ohio. Growing Wings Adult Services has 5 years experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa at 234-334-7547. Shout out to the sponsors and each and every other sponsor that we have here at Redline Radio LLC.
Before you go on, Pizzle.
Let's get it.
We had to, because Dave said you was coming in hot, so
yes, I came in hot. Yeah, there it is right there. A little bit over 3K in my debut month. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank y'all. Y'all are one of the 3,000. I greatly appreciate that. And continue and make sure y'all share that, pass that along. Let them know I'm trying to get 6,000 next month and then 9,000 the next month. I'm trying to raise that up. I'm trying to be number one here. Shout out to my guy Lex Vegas, who is top dog here at Studio 2. Studio 1, excuse me. Trying to make him number 2. That's my guy, man. Shout out to Lex, man. He had a pretty good show today. Shout out to him, really, with the beard. Pretty dope, man. Timbuktu. How was your weekend, big dog?
My weekend was good, man. It was just long. I had lost myself over the weekend. It was funny.
Now, how does a man such as yourself lose himself? What you do?
I be grinding, bro. I be here. I be at work. I just be busy, bro. Like I don't know if you've seen it, but I forgot who was all coming to the show Tuesday. I had a whole family in this month.
We had a whole live family reunion up in here. I was at home resting from my long ass weekend. This was the longest 4-day weekend of my life. I didn't feel my vacation went by quicker than this 4-day weekend. And I was off for 10 days. I think it's because, my weekend was so long. I was with family. I had to bury 2 cousins over the weekend, one on Friday, one on Sunday. So I'm around family those 2 days.
My condolences.
Thank you. And Saturday, I was out in Cuyahoga Falls at a park. It was a family and friends thing with my wife and her side of the family. So I was kicking it with the in-laws out in the sun all day, hot as hell. The kids, it was a water park. It was nice. It's, how a lot of these suburbs are doing now. They have these big ass water parks, water slides and shit like that. They got one of those down in Cuyahoga Falls. It was real nice. I just kicked back. I wasn't into swimming and doing all of that. I just wanted to just kick it outside. And that's what I did. We had good food. Some of it. Listen, man. When it comes to food, I don't eat everybody's food. And that's just me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm kind of picky.
Maybe that's my problem. I eat everybody's food.
No, I was a chef, or I am a chef still. Once a chef, always a chef. So I can eyeball some shit and can tell whether it's good or not. I got the eye test and the nose test. If it passed the eye test, it's gonna pass the nose test most time. But it was cool, man. Down there, one of my wife's nieces came down from Connecticut. That was a surprise. I didn't know it until Friday night. She like, my niece is coming down from Connecticut. I was like, oh, you didn't tell me she was coming. Like, yeah, she'll be here in the morning. And it's like, we're at the house. It's like midnight when she's saying this shit. It's like, oh, so she on her way now, like literally en route. So she came down. I got to have all of my grandkids in one spot, all of my grandboys. in one spot. It was pretty cool, man. It was an enjoyable day. And then Sunday, the memorial service for my cousin Tony, just around more family and more family. I was peopled out. By the time I got to Monday, man, I was peopled out on Saturday.
I was peopled out.
I was. And then let me tell you what my dumb ass did for Saturday. Because 4th of July come around, holidays come around. I like to break my smoker out and do shit. So I smoked a brisket and I smoked a slab of plate ribs. I was gonna bring some to you, but I have 3 girls in my house, and it's like they eat like 3 teenage boys.
I was definitely, I was coming for you, right? Because you said the next time you made a brisket, you was gonna tell me, nigga. You didn't.
But I tell you what, I did freeze some, so I'm gonna try to hook you up. But I cooked all of that Saturday night. My dumbass got home. We got home from the water park about 9 o'clock. Struck the smoker up, got that together. Got the backyard all set up because we sat outside with the fire pit Saturday. My oldest daughter came up and her friend and my wife's niece was staying at the house with us. So, we kicked it outside for a while and until everybody got tired. I couldn't go to sleep though because I got shit smoking. So I had to set an alarm. So I was in and out of sleep. I didn't finish until 4 a.m. Yeah, it was one of those. It's about a 6-hour smoke on the ribs and like 4 on the brisket. They came out. I mean, I do what I do.
Fuck that shit.
And then Monday, I kicked it at my dad's house. He smoked tomahawk steaks. So I ate pretty good. I'm probably up about 5 pounds from where I'm usually at. That I've yet to run off or work off because I've been off.
I know that feeling.
And Tuesday, I rested because I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'm not coming out this room unless it's to take a shower or go to the bathroom or get me something to eat. I was not playing around, man. That was pretty much my weekend in a nutshell. It was a great weekend. And I was outside days in a row, so I could stay in the rest of the summer for real. I don't have no reason to go outside. All right, man, let's get to it. So it finally happened, Cleveland. It finally happened. It happened yesterday, sometime in the early afternoon. Baker Mayfield has finally been traded. Baker Mayfield, yep, there it is right there, traded to the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 5th-round draft pick. The Browns are picking up $10.5 million of his $18 million salary. The Panthers are picking up 3, and he gave them back a few. Goddamn motorcycles. But, that was the deal. And people like, oh, well, he must be that bad. No, that's about what you were going to get for a 4th-year quarterback going into a contract year. That's about what they were going to get. And it's a low-risk, high-reward move for the Carolina Panthers. And if we're going to be honest about it, Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback on their team right now. If I'm going to be honest with you. Sam Darnold has showed that he's still a bonehead, and Matt Corral is unproven. So we'll see in training camp which one of those guys. I mean, Corral will be there. Sam Darnold may be without a team. Sam Darnold might be on the street by the time the season kicks off. He really might be on the street unless somebody gets hurt. Or they might just sit Matt Corral and put him on the practice squad and let him develop because he is probably going to be their quarterback of the future if Baker Mayfield doesn't show anything.
I think Baker is going to do something because, anytime he got he got that type of adversity against him. It just turned him up. Like he goes Super Saiyan, and then
I am so glad that you said that
like,
because week 1, guess who the Carolina Panthers are playing? Cleveland Browns. You guessed it. Week 1. So he's going to be able to get his revenge out of the way, I guess. Browns fans, we've seen this movie before. We haven't won a home opener. I think we've won one home opener since we've been back. I don't even remember which year it was that we won the home opener, but I think it's just one time. I can tell you it was like Baltimore, and it was probably like 2005, 2006 or something like that. And that's just me guessing off the top of my head of the only home opener that we won, because usually Pittsburgh whoop our ass. Baltimore kicked our ass a couple of years ago. I think we've even lost to the fucking Bengals on opening day. Kansas City last year. But listen, we've seen this movie, and we know what Baker Mayfield can do when he's on his shit. So y'all better pray. Tim, you got them? Y'all better pray that this Baker Mayfield don't show up. Flag planting, nut grabbing. Y'all better hope that's not the Baker Mayfield that show up. Because if that's the Baker Mayfield that show up, we might be in some trouble. We might be in big, big trouble. Revenge game and chip on the shoulder. All right, y'all traded me. I'm upset that y'all did what y'all did to me. So now I have to prove to y'all that y'all picked the wrong guy. And that's the mentality that he should have. And that is the mentality that he's going to have. In my humble opinion. But I'm going to be honest. I'm rooting for Baker Mayfield, except for week 1. I hope he go down to Charlotte. I hope he go down to the Carolina Panthers. And I hope he go down there and ball out and get his money. I just hope he stinks up the joint come week 1. But if he don't stink up the joint and he does have a great game and they do beat us, and that's a game that the Browns should win, if he does beat us, if he's the starter, y'all know I'm going to be talking shit, right? I'm going to talk a whole lot of shit. If he carves up our $150 million defense, Jadeveon Clowney, Myles Garrett, Perion White, fucking JOK, our dog of a secondary. If he light us up, I'm going to come and I'm going to talk shit, and I'm going to ask y'all where y'all energy is at. Because I know how you Browns fans are, and I posted it earlier this week. You guys can be bitter, corny losers. I forgot the whole thing, but that's part of it. Bitter, corny, and losers. Classless losers. There it is, classless. Andrew Berry sent Baker a great message on his way out the door, and Baker Mayfield also sent a message to people in Cleveland. It's a great sports town, so I'm thankful for it. There's no resentment towards the city of Cleveland by any means. Thank you, Baker. I do thank him because I do have some class about myself. Thank you, Baker Mayfield, for getting us out of the fucking basement, out of the mud. We went from 0-16 to one of the most exciting 7-win seasons I've ever seen in my life. I was at the Jet game where we hadn't won a game in 2 years. I was at that game. Yeah, I remember you guys were chanting for Baker Mayfield when Tyrod Taylor was stinking up the joint. I ain't gonna forget that. We're not gonna forget about that. I haven't forgot it. I remember, put Baker in, because Tyrod was stinking. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever seen Tyrod Taylor play that bad. And he played horribly against the Jets. Of all teams, against the Jets, who were just as bad as we were the year before. We were the 2 worst teams in NFL that year, the year before. And they was kicking our ass, and Baker Mayfield led that comeback and got our first win in 2 years, and the ball was rolling ever since then. They traded Carlos Hyde. People was pissed off about that. I tried to tell them about Nick Chubb. Yes, I'm bragging right now because I can do that. When I'm right, I'm a fucking brag about it. God damn it, kiss my ass. I'm a brag. People were telling me Nick Chubb wasn't going to be shit. Now all I see is 24 jerseys around Cleveland. And some of the people with the Nick Chubb jerseys are the ones that was saying, well, why did we trade Carlos Hyde? Why did we trade Carlos Hyde? Because Nick Chubb is here, God damn it. That's why. Baker Mayfield that was the most exciting 7-win season I've ever seen. Then the year after that, they get Odell and things happen. I mean, Baker, he played. And then there was the 11-5 playoff year, which was exciting. He led us to the first playoff win in y'all kids' lifetime. He led to the first playoff win since 1994. I was in elementary school when that happened. The last playoff win with Vinny Testaverde, and they beat Bill Parcells' New England Patriots. I remember that shit. Eric Metcalf ran a punt back in that game. It's a hell of a fucking game. But he had good times. He had some great games. He balled out. But when he was bad too. I'm not gonna sit here and not point out the bad, because last year he stunk up the joint. Granted, he had a busted shoulder and should not have played. But isn't that what you guys want? Don't y'all love this? That's the thing that killed me about people. Y'all want these guys to nut up and toughen up and get out there and play. And this dude got out there and nutted up. And it was damned if you do, damned if you don't. I still believe that a lot of this fan base held against him the fact that he planted that flag down in Columbus. That's how I felt. And it's mostly the older, bitter fans. Because young fans, he brought a lot of young fans here. He did. He brought a lot of 30 and under fans here. Because when Baker was on, he was exciting and he was fun to watch. Y'all can't deny that. When he was on and when he was good, he was good. The Pittsburgh playoff game, he was on his shit. He was good. The week before against Pittsburgh to get into the playoffs, he was good. Now, granted, against the Jets, he stunk it up because he didn't have any of his receivers. But that year, like, he had some games where he was on and he was good, and he had his games, and he also had his games where he absolutely stunk. But again, thank you, Baker, getting us out of the mud, having an exciting 2020 season. I wish you nothing but luck except for week 1. I'm not going to be one of these losers who are rooting for you to fail. I'm not that. That's just not me. That's not the type of person I am. That's not what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to thank you. I did this before when I knew he was going to be gone. I thanked him, and I'm going to thank him again. Just like I thanked Jarvis Landry, just like I thanked Hollywood Higgins, just like I thanked Odell Beckham, even though I was mad at him for the way he went out. I thank these guys, and I wish these guys well in their future endeavors, which is how, see, this is the reason why I separated myself from the Browns fan base. I am a Browns fan. I'm just not a part of that fan base, because that fan base is a bunch of old, bitter, classless losers. Moving on.
I agree 100% with you. I talk about it all the time. Everybody talk about well, we should switch quarterbacks. Every time one quarterback do bad, they boo him off the field.
And it's a bunch of these guys talking about the quarterback. Y'all can't even run a fucking straight line. Y'all can't run half a city block without coughing and wheezing. So shut up. And if Jacoby Brissett is fucking up, I want that same energy when he fucks up. If Deshaun Watson comes in and does not play well, and I hope he doesn't, but if he plays like shit, I want the same energy. Whoever the fucking quarterback is this year, if they play like shit, I want the same energy. Okay? All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's move on to some NBA stuff. Our Cleveland Cavaliers were a little bit active in free agency this past week. Darius Garland, all-star point guard Darius Garland, you see it, agrees to a 5-year, $193 million contract. You got to be ugly when you say that those kind of figures and that kind of money, because that's a lot of money. You got to scrunch your face up. Just shout out to Darius Garland for that, man. Shout out to him for getting his bag and locking him up for the next 5 years. I'm so excited that I will be this time next week. I will officially be a Cleveland Cavaliers season ticket holder. And before y'all ask if y'all can go to a game with me, the answer is no. Those tickets are already spoken for. Wife, kids, dad, brother. Tim will go to a game with me probably. Y'all can go see the Cleveland Charge, though. I'll give a few of those tickets. I'm going to go to as many of those games as I can. But I'm also a season ticket holder for the Charge, so I'll give those tickets. I'll give some of those tickets away. But Darius gets his bag. We got him locked up for the next 5 years. Jared Allen is locked up for 4 years. Isaac Okoro's contract he's going to be due for a rookie extension. I think this might be make or break for Ike. For him to be our future 3-and-D guy, and I think he's going to have a surprisingly great year on the offensive end. Defensively, he's going to bring it every time because that's what he does. But he's going to be our 3-and-D guy. The year after that, Evan Mobley will come up. So the Cavaliers, the future is bright. Larry Markin is locked up for the next few years. Kevin Love will be coming off the books, and I think they will be comfortable with letting Kevin Love walk, and I won't be mad at that. He played here. Hell, he'll be here for what? Let's see, what year is this? 6, 7, 8. He'll be done played here for like 10 years, 12 years when his contract goes. And Kevin will be ready to retire. Also, congratulations to Kevin Love, who just got married a couple of weeks ago. Pictures were beautiful. Also, Jetty Osman just got married over the weekend. Congratulations to him as well. I'm kind of hoping they trade Jetty. Put him in a trade package. Trade his ass somewhere. No, sitting like that's no joke. I like Jetty Osman, but he can go. He's expendable. We can trade him. I'm just saying, bro. Also, welcome back, Ricky Rubio. Now, I'll get on here and admit when I'm right. I'll get on here and admit that I kind of laughed when they traded for Ricky Rubio last year. Like, why the fuck would they trade for this guy? But him being a steady backup point guard and being a steady guy, especially when Colin Sexton went out, he played ball. He scored like 40 in the Garden. Like, really, Ricky? And Ricky Rubio is one of those guys. I said that Luka Doncic is what people thought Ricky Rubio was going to be. And that's a serious thing because Ricky Rubio was like 14, 15 playing for the Spanish Olympic team. I remember, though, he was playing against the Redeem team and all of them. And I'm thinking, like, this guy's going to be something. He got drafted early. He got drafted by Minnesota. And he ended up not coming here. He ended up not coming for, I think he stayed over in Spain for another 2 years before he came. And he kind of bounced around the league. But I thought he was going to be one of those dudes that made noise because at 16, you could see, like, all right, this dude can ball a little bit.
Him and Kevin Love was supposed to be the next 2-1 punch, like 1-2 punch.
They're going to be Nash and Dirk, maybe. But they were pretty good up in Minnesota. Fat Kevin Love was putting up numbers up there. And with Darius Garland getting his contract, it just makes me wonder, like, all right, he got his bag. What does that mean for Colin Sexton? Well, the $6 million qualifying offer is on the table. I'm not sure if he signed it or not. So that's the reason why I won't mention Colin in any of the roster. I talk about Darius, I'll talk about Okoro, I'll talk about Mobley, I'll talk about marketing, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, even Jetty and Dean Wade, who was like, who the fuck told you to pick up your option? Seriously. You know what? I'm really not a Dean Wade fan. I'm not a fan of Dean Wade. I'm not a fan of Lamar Stevens. Because every time Lamar Stevens get in the game and I'm watching the game, he's fucking up. The couple of games that I went to last year, he was playing pretty good, but he had some fuck ups in some crucial times. But, with him, it's in limbo. The $6 million is there. I'm not sure if he's going to pick that up and just play the season out and become unrestricted next year, or is he going to sign an extension? Because I hear he's looking for $20 million. And if I'm Kobe Altman, I'm not giving you Colin Sexton $20 million. That's just me. I hate talking about the money. I hate counting people's pockets. I try to avoid as much of that as I possibly can. I'll talk about it. It's like, all right, they signed a contract for this, but I don't want to talk about who deserves what, because who the fuck am I to say that? You know what I mean? I try to stay out of these guys' pockets. I'll just say, if it were me, I wouldn't do it, but Kobe Altman probably is going to do it. He's going to give him probably a 4 to 5 year extension worth $20 million a year. So we will have Colin Sexton in his 20 points a game. And if they play it the right way, Colin Sexton is the guy to lead your second unit. He is your Lou Williams. He is your Vinnie Johnson on that end. But we're just going to have to see. I'm so pumped for football. I'm starting to be like, you know what? Fuck basketball. Seriously. If this Kevin Durant thing stretches out anytime past training camp, if he gets traded during training camp, I'm not even going to give a fuck. Same thing with Kyrie. Y'all got y'all a couple of weeks. Go and get this shit out of the way before training camp start so I can concentrate on football. Because usually when the seasons roll around, I start watching old games and old highlights and shit with football. And when basketball season roll around, I do the same thing. I just wish they didn't cross up the way that they crossed up. I wish the NBA season would start at like Christmas and in around this time or whatever, and then go right into football and then football in, or just after, you know what I'm saying? I just hate that they cross paths so much, because hell, on a Sunday, I might want to go to a Browns game and a Cavs game on the same day. But moving on, Phoenix Mercury basketball player Brittany Griner pleaded guilty today, y'all. She pleaded guilty to bringing hashish oil into Russia on Thursday, telling a judge that she had done so inadvertently while asking the court for mercy. She said she did it by accident. And her pleading guilty was a formality, because there is a 99% conviction rate in Russia. They do not play. If they had a 99% conviction rate in this country, I don't think people would do shit. Seriously. Especially on a felony tip. I don't think they would do anything. But people are hard-headed. This situation here, man, it's one of those. Damn it, Brittany, why did you do that? It's one of those. That's what it's one of those. Damn. Like, why did you do it? you know you fucked up. You gotta deal with the consequences, but then the consequences are ridiculous. If it was any other time or any other person, she would have done 15 days in jail and been home by now. But we didn't know, nobody knew she was locked up in Russia till about 6 weeks after she was locked up. And that's really fucked up. And I don't even want to get on the political side of it, the political shit, because that's what it is. They're holding her and she's facing 10 years. But Russia wants one of their terrorists that we have locked up over here. I'm going to tell y'all this. I want y'all to look at my face. Let me take off my glasses. I want y'all to look at my face when I say this. If the president exchanges that girl for a fucking terrorist, this country is going to burn and blow up and sink to the bottom of the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. They are going to blow this bitch to smithereens. And that's what Russia wants to do. They want to trade her for arms dealer. It is fucking ridiculous, okay? So the exchange thing, they have to figure something else out here. Her pleading out, they're still going to go through the process. And she's still facing 10 years. Please do not, and I'm so serious when I say this. Do not exchange her for terrorists. That's not an even trade. It's not. Y'all can look at me and say whatever the fuck y'all want to say to me. My inbox is open. Y'all can talk to me. I will talk right back at you. Call me whatever the fuck you want to call me, but you cannot trade a basketball player for a terrorist. It's not an even trade. And that would be horrible. And that would give y'all another reason to talk shit about Joe Biden. He's given us enough reason. So please, whatever you do, I hope that is not what happens. I hope this case is resolved. I hope Brittany is able to get back home. I hope she learned her lesson. And that's the whole thing about it. And I think we touched on it last week. Us as Americans, we can't just go to other countries and just do shit like we in the States. We just can't. You just can't do it. It's not smart. Do I believe she inadvertently put that shit in her suitcase? She probably did because she's a woman. And just to lighten it up, women are always late. Women be late as fuck. My wife be looking at me and yelling at me about shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna be on time. Like, it don't take me long to get ready once I figure out what I'm wearing. It's her and the dragon. She be late. I told my wife she was gonna be late for her own funeral. The hearse was gonna get stuck in traffic. The funeral home people was gonna get stuck in traffic. See, I get a little comedic when I want to get. I'm not a comedian, but I can throw some jokes around. But I hope this thing gets resolved quickly. And I hope Brittany Griner comes home. I just hope that they don't give back. I just hope they don't give Russia back a piece of shit just to get her back. Because they will laugh us out of the fucking United Nations. Seriously, y'all. Seriously. I don't even want to get more into that. I'm leaving that. What else we got, man? Where we going? Where we going next, Tim? We going versus? Talking versus? Let's talk versus. Put this shit out. Hold on. Let's talk versus. This is a fantasy versus. This is not official, but it's been buzzing on the internet. Everybody's been talking. Everybody's talking about it. Usher versus Chris Brown. the ultimate R&B versus, and I think people are begging for this one just because the last male R&B versus that we had was a complete shit show. So I think people want to see this. I want to see it. I just don't. I'm seeing people actually think Chris Brown can win this thing. He does not stand a fucking chance. Let's just be real, people. I love Chris Brown. I'm a Chris Brown fan. Chris Brown be getting down. I just sat up here and told y'all the reasons why he was more talented than Michael Jackson outside of the music part. The man does front flips and lands right on his feet. The dude plays basketball. He's been in movies and he can act. He can rap. We never seen Michael Jackson do anything but moonwalk and sing and stand in one spot and make people pass out. You know what I'm saying? Chris Brown don't stand a chance against Usher.
I don't know, bro.
I know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a Usher fan. I'm a huge Usher fan. I'm also a big Chris Brown fan. I mean, I think it's definitely gonna be tough. I think they can go back and forth. Like, I think they can really go back and forth. I feel like it will become more of a friendly versus because I feel like they're gonna be going off and ain't nobody gonna be able to pick.
I think, listen, you may be right about that, but at the end of the day, it's a competition. And listen, Usher gonna start throwing those confession songs around. He gonna start throwing them songs from 8701 around, and it ain't gonna be shit Chris can do about it. He only got so many pop-ins and run-its and take you downs and gimme that. Like, I'm not even certain that gimme that is a guaranteed point. Run It is a guaranteed point. That's guaranteed. And he might play that last.
He'll play it against Yeah.
And he'll lose. Because Yeah is the biggest song of the fucking the arts. If we gonna talk about it.
I mean, I just said it's placement. It's just song placement. I feel like you
know what? If I were to sit and really put lists together, my personal list, which usually be on point, because I do those lists in my head with every verse that comes around. I know what songs are gonna play. I just don't know when they're gonna play them. Listen, Usher can play all of Confessions. He get points for most of them. Yeah, is a point. Throwback, he may or may not be a point.
That's a point, especially from the deluxe edition.
Throwback, the
Yeah,
Jadakiss version.
That's my shit.
That's a point.
But
that's a point. Okay.
If he was to play all of Confessions, he would lose.
I don't think so.
Chris Brown got enough to if he jumbled all his songs together. Don't get me wrong, not jumbled. Like, he could pick out some stuff. He'll be able to beat Confessions.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think.
Alone, he will be able to. Yes.
Caught up isn't a point. It could be. Truth Hurts isn't a point. But once you get the Bad Girl, if that come on, that's a point. Superstar is a point.
Superstar is a big point.
That's especially if he get up there and do that run. I don't know if you saw the Tiny Desk concert.
I did.
So after watching that, you still think Chris can win or Chris will win?
Let Chris do a Tiny Death.
Okay. I still think Usher. All right, let me see. Bad Girl. I think that's a point. That joint, come on. That's what it's made for? That's a point.
That's definitely a crack.
Can you handle it? That's a point.
Definitely a dog.
Do It To Me? That's a point.
Definitely a dog.
My Boo is a point.
Definitely a dog.
That's 5 songs with Yeah. Throwback. That's 7 off of Confessions.
Chris Brown can beat Throwback easily.
Can he?
Yeah, I think he could beat Throwback.
All right, so 6 automatic points off of Confessions. You Remind Me is a point. You Don't Have to Call is an automatic point. You Got It Bad is an automatic point. This is 2 albums, and that's like 9. I haven't even gotten to My Way. Because Nice and Slow is a point. You Make Me Want It is a point. If y'all counting at home, I think that's like 10 or 11. 11 wins.
But see, you got to go. See, now you would have to go against somebody that is very well versed in the Chris Brown like that. Because Kiss Kiss could be a point. Take You Down is a point.
Take You Down is a point. Run It is a point.
Poppin' is a point.
Poppin' is a point. That's a point. That's definitely a point.
Take My Time with Tank.
No
BS.
Deuces is a point. I give Deuces a point.
Deuces. The
Deuces
song
is a big point.
Song with Busta and Wayne.
Would he play that in an Usher?
Why not? Play if you could play. If you want to say would beat it. He could play that against Yeah.
And Yeah gets it out of here real quick.
I'm sorry.
Nothing's beat. Yeah, it's been a point in every versus that they've played it. It was a point in the Lil Jon T-Pain versus. It was a point in Sean Garrett versus the Dream versus. Yeah, it's an automatic point. It's the biggest song of the day. It's a song of a decade. That's automatic. That's Steph Curry from 30. That's automatic. To me. You know what? I ain't even gonna say that he's gonna smoke him. But he
Sex
wins.
in the Club might be it.
Love in This Club. See, I didn't even got to those albums. I gave you 10 or 11 off of 2 albums. And I'm a person who thinks 8701 is a better album than Confessions. Confessions is the more commercially successful album. But if you listen to 8701, you're like, oh, yeah, this is one of those ones.
I think Here I Stand is better than 8701.
I didn't name nothing off of that album.
Here I Stand is fire.
They would have to go 30.
Trading
40.
Places, Moving
Mountains. Trading
Mountains.
Places is a point. Chris can get papers. He can play papers against Deuces. It's one of those. That's probably how they would play it.
Papers wouldn't win against Deuces, though.
No, it wasn't. It wouldn't. That's why I say you can get papers out of here. It's a couple of Usher songs you can get out of here, but it's just those undeniable ones. And I counted like 11 of them. 12. Because you said Trading Places. I'm trying to think. Would Moving Mountains be one?
If he played Love You Gently for me, I would be like,
Oh my God, there's a point.
Chris Brown. Oh my
That's a
God,
big
definitely is a
point.
point. But I think Chris Brown can combat that.
You know what else could be an automatic point for Usher if he decides he wants to do it? Lovers and Friends. He sung the hook on I Need a Girl. He can use that. But Usher can use his own catalog. If that one doesn't happen, let's just hypothetically talk versus real quick. Where would you place a Justin Timberlake? Could Justin stand up with Usher? Could Justin stand up with Chris? I say yeah. He has the Future Sex Love Sounds.
I'm a big Justin fan.
That's a lot of points on that album alone.
He had shit on it. You could play Gone when he was in NSYNC.
Yeah,
and that
Gone is a point. Gone is a song where NSYNC was sitting in the studio and they was like, so what y'all getting ready to do? I think that's when Homeboy decided, like, you know what? I always wanted to be an astronaut. Justin was in the booth singing his fucking heart out. They was all sitting outside like, all right, so what we about to do? Because this one right here, he out of here. Because Justin wrote, produced, and arranged that song. They knew Justin was gone.
My Love.
Literally.
Off of
Future Sex Love Sounds.
Yeah. The song with
Sexy Back is a point.
To the End of Time.
To the End of Time is a point. It's some Summer Love is a point. He got some points.
Summer Love, definitely.
Justin got some shit. A lot of the joints with Pharrell are points. 2.
The song with him in the clips. Senorita is definitely one. Cry Me a River.
Oh, that's the ultimate.
My shit is Take You. I'm gonna Take You From Here. That's my shit. But get a little later, Suit and Tie.
So he can stand up there with Chris and with Usher. But who else could you put Justin up there with? Somebody was like Robin Thicke. He getting Robin Thicke out of here.
He would destroy Robin Thicke.
And Robin Thicke got some slaps. I'm a Robin Thicke fan. Robin Thicke just put out an album last year that I finally listened to like a month ago. And I was like, this shit sounds great. But Robin Thicke ain't got he wouldn't have no business standing in there with Justin at all. Speaking of hypothetical verses, Donnell Jones came outside and said he would want a little bit of versus smoke with Joe. I'm a Donnell Jones guy, but you don't want to smoke with Joe. Joe, his name would be Smoking Joe. Because he's getting Donnell the fuck out of here. And that's an easy one because Joe got so many of them joints. Joe had joints on his albums that they were just playing on the radio that he didn't have videos for. Joe is the dude, man. I'm a big fan of Joe. Donnell, listen, you will have a better chance at going up against somebody like a Dave Hollister who might fuck you up. Or a Carl Thomas who might fuck you up. Speaking of, those three do have they're supposed to have an album coming out together. Carl Thomas, Donnell Jones, and Dave Hollister. They all Chicago guys. That would be a dope ass. I can't wait to hear it. They had a song out a few months ago and it hit. Who else could Donnell Jones go up against? He could probably go up against somebody like Case. Case got some shit. Case might fuck him up. If they get up there and it's all about singing.
Guess what I did today?
Oh man, that's a point.
Those were the words I said to you.
You an R&B motherfucker, ain't you, Tim?
It was last May. You don't know the exact day.
All right, man. Goddamn shit. Shout out. I hope those happen on the R&B side. I'm an R&B dude. I'm gonna get with the guys up here at Redline. Like they need to let me do like a R&B night and let me spend some R&B shit on the app. Let me get my R&B on, man. Club Pizzle after dark. Let me. Because my R&B, I will out R&B anybody. I'm the curator king out here.
I take you on.
All right, man. My bag is different. I'm telling you. I dig into B-sides and C-sides and D-side records and have the auntie shaking ass. You know what I mean? All right, what else we got? 2K released their covers. The cover athletes, they have 3 different covers. I think the regular version is Devin Booker, as you see, Dev Book with the Kobe's, rocking the Kobe's on there. That's dope as fuck. The second cover, the WNBA version, has 2 UConn legends, Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. I love Sue Bird. I think Sue Bird is so cute. Sue Bird is one of my white girl crushes. You got white girl crushes?
Betty White was my white girl crush.
I know Betty White. You got any other ones? Any young ones?
Jessica, what's his name? Jessica Biel's Justin Timberlake's wife.
Oh, Jessica Biel is one of those. You know who one of my
Scarlett?
You know who one of my white girl crushes is? Oh, Scarlett Johansson is bad too. Scarlett Johansson fine as hell. My one white girl crush is Connie Britton. I don't know why. I think she is. I love her. She was on fucking Friday Night Lights, American Horror Story. I only watched it because she was on there, and when she wasn't, I stopped watching. And she was on this show called Nashville, which I'm actually rewatching now, and I like. That's my white girl crush. She just, I don't know. She just does it for me. The way she, like her voice, her speaking voice. And I get it might be the country accents that she had when she was on Friday Night Lights and on Nashville. But I like Connie Britton. That's my my white girl crush. I mean, and Jessica Biel and Scarlett Johansson and especially Scarlett Johansson. All right, let me get to it. And the final cover for 2K, and they kind of telegraphed it. I mean, it's 2K23, and of course, it's going to be a number 23, and it's going to be Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And what they're doing is they're bringing the Jordan Challenge back from 2K12, and I think they're adding some stuff. They're adding a couple of challenges to it. I think I heard that Reggie Miller and Charles Barkley are actually going to be in the game this year. That would be dope shit because, I mean, even though you can go and actually download mods of those two, it would be dope to just have them in the game and not have to do that at all. But we'll see the game. You can, I think, what's today? The 7th? I think you can start reserving it today. All of you 2K heads. I hope they fix the game because it's been the same for the last 2 that I've played. I played 21 and played 22, and they're just, it's like, all right, these games aren't any different than they are. Maybe if I get once I buy a PS5 or the Xbox, it may be different, but it looks like the same game to me. What about you, Tim? How you do it look the same to you, or is it something different?
It's a little different. I play it pretty often, pretty frequently. I think it's definitely different. Like, and it's dope. I like it.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm buying it. I mean, it's football, it's basketball, so I'm gonna buy it. Big congratulations to Sandra Douglas Morgan. She was named today president of football operations for the Las Vegas Raiders. The first black woman to do so. Shout out to her. That's such a dope thing, an accomplishment. To say, hey, I'm a black woman and I am the president of a team, of an NFL team, of what is an all-white boys club. There's no black owners in the NFL. And to see that and to get that news and to read that news, it makes me smile. Like, wow, this is so dope for that to happen. So again, shout out to Sandra Douglas Morgan. I want to get to a story before I get out of here. There's a tennis player. He goes by the name of Nick. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Kyrgios. But he's a tennis player. He's playing in Wimbledon, and he came to the court today dressed down. If y'all know the tennis rules at Wimbledon, the rule is you must wear all white. It's white, everything white or almost, white or almost everything white. Well, my man showed up in some low-top Jordan 1s. And you got the video ready, and when they asked him about it, I want y'all to just check this out. Just watch this video real quick. Check this out.
And we all know the Wimbledon dress code rules are very strict. Competitors must be dressed in suitable tennis attire that's almost entirely white, and this applies from the point at which the player enters the court surround.
Yep.
Why then would you walk onto centre court with bright red trainers on and do an interview in a red cap?
Because I do what I want.
So you're above the rules?
No, I'm not above the rules.
So what is it? They don't apply to you?
I just like wearing my Jordans.
But there are rules specifically against that. The referee, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but the referees are going to be speaking to you about it.
That's okay.
Afterwards, and that's okay.
I'll wear some triple whites tomorrow.
But that's fine. So everyone else in both draws follows.
But no one else, even after Wimbledon, like no one else really walks with Jordans on the court.
Okay, Matt, sorry, we're gonna.
But sorry, I'm just trying to say, Nick's just moaned about the controversy that surrounds him.
I haven't mind. I love
But
it.
you've laughed it off, so that's all part of it, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's more.
My man basically invited them to the Frank stand. Like, so if they say something, I'm gonna just come out here in my white on whites tomorrow. I'm gonna wear my triple white low top Jordan 1s tomorrow. And he made the finals because Rafael Nadal pulled out. He's injured. So my man is going to the finals, and I'm gonna watch it Sunday, and I'm gonna be rooting for him. So go Nick from being so unapologetic about wearing your red and white Jordan 1s on the hollow grass at Wimbledon. He said, "Fuck y'all white dress code. I'm wearing my J's out here." Last thing before we get out of here, rest in peace to James Caan, acting legend. We seen him in Godfather. We seen him in Misery. We seen him in The Program. We seen him in so many movies. Misery was one that sticks out to me because I'm afraid of Kathy Bates. I'm still afraid of Kathy Bates to this day. You know, you have Connie Britton is my white girl crush. The white woman that I'm most afraid of is Kathy Bates because of what she did to him in Misery. I feel like she's like that in real life. She played the part a little too well. You know how Joe Pesci was too good in Goodfellas that you think that he really chopped people up and killed people? That's how I feel about Kathy Bates. I am terrified of that white woman. Seriously. But rest in peace, James Caan, acting legend. Oh, man. And that will bring our show tonight to a close. Thank everybody for y'all continued support.
Damn, son.
Yes, sir. Thank you to my guy, Tim Buck 2 on the ones and twos. Make sure y'all tune in next week. We're going to have a guest next week. My guy, Grape Ape, is going to come through Club Pizzle next week. He's going to spit a couple of bars for y'all. One more thing before I get out of here. Mookie Montonio album drops tonight at midnight. Make sure y'all go and stream that shit. It's in your phones. Go check that shit out. I'm going to have Mook on the show here real soon. But again, thank everybody for y'all continued support. Always protect your peace and protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive. This negative energy is trash. I'm still fly from paper planes to J's. Not rich, just got a good job, bro. Okay, still in my Levi's, 501's classic, fresh out the cleaners, all pressed in plastic. I be out in Beachwood, Nordstrom's and Satchville, buy it off the mannequin and throw it in the bag. Shit, everything sexy from cologne to the fashion. I don't know who dressing y'all. Y'all look like trash. Chip.